Let's go! Let's go, everybody. Welcome to this edition of SPiTBALLiN. I really should call it today, What the Hell Are You Thinking? On the Let's Go Network. And, of course, you can find us on Facebook and Twitter and TikTok and, of course, YouTube. Tell your friends, tell your friends. And you know how we do it. No scripts, usually a topic or two. Whatever comes out of my 50-year-old mouth, I just spit it out. One take, no edits, no nothing, no notes, no nothing. But today I'm going to call this, the topic of today's show will be, what the hell are you thinking? Because there were two incidents in sports that came to light yesterday, and that's like March 7th. It's a Monday, or now it's a Tuesday, here in March, and a cold day in New York after a 70-degree day. But what the hell are you thinking? We'll start with the men first. Calvin Ridley, an Atlanta Falcon wide receiver, a good wide receiver, is now suspended for the 2022 NFL season because he committed the crime of placing wagers on FanDuel, I believe, or at least one of the legal mobile betting sites endorsed by the NFL, where he was betting 3, 5, and 8 team parlays, including his Falcons, but only the Falcons to win. Now listen, at least he was proven that he was betting on his team. But what are you doing? Like, I know it's legal, and I know you can get away with certain things, but have you never heard of the man named Pete Rose? How his career was ruined by betting on his own sport? Now listen, you're in the thick of the game, and at least you bet on your own team. But the hypocrisy of it all, should you have gotten, listen, somewhere in your support system, whether it was one of your advisors, your PR guy, your head coach, some PR guy in the team, or even your team owner, someone should have grabbed and say, listen, what are you doing? You know, you're trying to bet at best case scenario, you're trying to hit an 8-team parlay with $1,500. Maybe you make $100,000. You know, really? I mean, it's not like chump change, but you're putting yourself out there for $100,000, and you're a really good receiver, and you're going to make $70 or $80 million down the line soon for $100,000. Now, the hypocrisy of it all, you technically didn't do anything wrong. I mean, the betting site, you watch a football game, you listen to sports talk radio, and all you hear is BetMGM, DraftKings, FanDuel, Resorts, the Lion, raw, come bet with us, come play with us. And they're official partners of the NFL, which means the NFL is getting paid money by these sportsbook companies to promote their product, which your player used to bet on his own team. And now he misses the 2022 season. But yet, let's suspend him for the year to make an example out of him. This is one of the times where someone should have grabbed him and said, what are you doing? Or the NFL, in their infinite wisdom, said, listen, we're going to suspend you 4 games for conduct detrimental to the team. Shove it under the rug and say, listen, this can't happen again. Because all reports say that Ridley's a good kid, and he just did something stupid. But that would mean the NFL would have to make sense, because we give Calvin Ridley a year for doing something technically not illegal, very misguided for sure, but not illegal. But then we have video of Ray Rice cold cocking his girlfriend in a casino hotel elevator and gets suspended 2 games. Well, how about Jared Allen back in the past before he became this cool dude, where he had 2 DUIs, in a very short period of time, was suspended 2 games. Or how about guys like Greg Hardy, who have repeatedly beat the crap out of their girlfriends, wives, whatever? 3 games, 4 games. Even Pat McAfee, the punter, now WWE star who'll be fighting on WrestleMania, got a week suspension for conduct detrimental to the team. I don't remember what he did, but he did something. But the punishment doesn't meet the crime? I mean, the NFL suspended a guy who did nothing wrong, except he bet on his own team and it was misguided. But they take money from the same companies that they promote that he used. It is such a ridiculous conversation to have. Listen, if you're an NFL player, don't be betting on football. Simple as that. Don't bet on football. And listen, you probably got 27 friends. I'm sure if you really needed to make a bet hard enough, right? Call your bro and say, listen, can you put a 5-teamer in your account and I'll give you the money later? I mean, you don't have guys like that to take care of you? Come on. Be smart in that. So hopefully you get your sentence reduced because it's really bullshit. But again, you need a better circle of friends to keep you out of the clink. Where we end up our next, what the hell were you thinking moment? Brittany Griner of WNBA fame, 6'9" woman, can dunk. The accolades for her. She'll probably be, if there's a WNBA Hall of Fame, she'll be in it. Was caught in Russia boarding a plane with marijuana vapes and cartridges, and I don't know that whole nonsense because I don't do it. Don't know it. It makes me sick. The smell, secondhand smoke of it makes me puke. Never did it in my life, so I can't relate. But you're in Russia, and you're a high-profile American, and I don't know why I would think you would not think you're a high-profile American. You're all tatted up. You're African-American. It's whiter than snow in Russia, usually. And you're a woman who's 6'9". People know who you are. So if you don't think you're a target, shame on you. So evidently you ended up in jail and still in jail for at least 3 weeks and more in a Russian prison during wartime with Russia, where they're doing to Ukraine because they really hate the West, a.k.a. us. So you're kind of screwed, Brittany, but you put yourself there because how stupid are you? Now, it might only be marijuana, but you're in Russia, and they're at war with American values they're fighting against, and you're a big American. What do you think was going to happen? Now, all the people that are misguided in their articles with you, it's a shame that the WNBA players have to moonlight in Russia to get paid. The top salary in the WNBA is like $228,000. But the revenues aren't there. You know why these players go to Europe and Russia? Sue Bird, there's a whole laundry list of people. They make it sound like the Russia's their moonlighting job. It's actually the other way. Because people like Brittany Griner and the others earn over $1 million a year by playing 19 regular season games and playoffs and endorsements and stuff like that. Do you know why they get paid so much in Russia? Because a lot of the teams are backed by the Russian government. And the ones that aren't are owned by oligarchists who basically have so much money, they don't know what to do. So they take their little American friends and pay them $1 million to play on their basketball team. They don't give a crap about the money. They only care about winning. They use these American WNBA, quote, stars. They bring them over there and use them as toys. Like, hey, in the Russian accent, oh, I get Brittany Griner. I give her $1 million. I win championship and you suck. How much do you think those guys bet against each other? How many rubles are bet between those guys? Betting for pride. Billionaires and billionaires. They're not in to make money. They're there because they're toys. They must be bored. It's cold and all they do is drink vodka. It's snowing all the time. They have a little fun. So bring in the Americans to play basketball. That's why they make the money. And they don't care about the revenues and nothing like that in America. Well, the WNBA is totally funded by the NBA, and their revenues aren't there. So maybe these Russian players from America are just moonlighting in the WNBA. Do they really care about the exposure? I don't know. I'd rather have green in my pocket too. But Brittany, you gotta be smarter than that. Again, these athletes, to have one person in life that they never hear from, and they never seem to have. The great ones do. Everyone needs a no person. Should I bring vape on a plane? No. Should I do this? No. Should I bet on football games? No. Everyone needs a no person in their life. especially these guys making tons of money. Get yourself a no person. So that's the moral of the story. Don't be stupid and get yourself a no person. And that's it for today's edition of SPiTBALLiN. You can catch us on the Let's Go Network, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all that good stuff. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends. And, this is Dollar Bill reminding you, and you pro athletes out there that listen, I know there are a few. Please make some common sense out of your sports and your life. If you're a football player, don't bet on football. If you're in Russia and you're an American, don't do anything that could get you stuck. And hopefully Brittany gets home safe sooner rather than later. And hopefully she doesn't... we don't know what could happen. All the best to her. Make smarter choices. Some mistakes you never recover from. Take care. Bye.